Hello, everybody. Welcome to Facebook Live with Mel Rapozo. Today is Wednesday, July 24th, and almost another month gone. We're heading into April. Let me see if I can fix the lighting here. Um, I'm back out here in the living room because I don't want the internet to cut off, and hopefully we can get a good show. I don't know how long it's going to be today. There's a couple of things I want to touch on. Leona, Penny, aloha, Julie. Kenny, Michelle, aloha, Clayton, and Rory, Diane, Alfred, Robert, Bitos, Gandia, Sherry-Ann, aloha, Ed, Dave, Pops, Tom Rapozo, all the way from Seattle. Thank you, Dad, for joining again. Wayne, thank you guys. Thank you guys. Exciting week here in Hawaii. Sunny, Brown, Lazaro, and Jan Po. Aloha, you guys. Aloha, aloha. Aloha, Julie. Yeah, interesting week. Interesting week. A lot of things going on. I just again wanted to welcome everybody. Megan, hello, Megan. Thank you, Ed McDowell. I'm smiling. I'm smiling. You know. Let me just figure out which is the better lighting. There we go. Okay. Anyway, Rory, I'm very pissed about the vet center thing this morning. I don't know about the vet center thing. Maybe you can help me. Rory, if you want to text that thing in, I'm not sure what's going on with the vet center thing, but let me know. Let me know. I'm interested. Thomas, L, Larry, Garrett, aloha, you guys. Thanks again for joining us on Wednesday, as we do every Wednesday, unless something comes up. But Wednesday, 5:30 to 6:30, every Wednesday, and of course, you can watch the replays either on Facebook or on my YouTube channel, Mel Rapozo, or you can go there, subscribe, and get notified every time we upload a new video. Clayton, Dennis, Fresh Onishi, aloha. Aloha, Fresh, long time no see. Aloha, Clayton, as well. Well, we got a bunch of things. First thing I want to do is my brother Gerald. You guys all know my brother Gerald. Today's his birthday. He's not on Facebook, so he doesn't watch this stuff. He doesn't have a Facebook account. But I know his family does. So if you know my brother, if you see him around, today is his birthday. He's my older brother. I know everybody thinks he's my younger brother, but he's actually my older brother. And he's still never hit the 60 mark yet. So called him this morning, wished him a happy birthday, and he's going to relax with his family tonight. So anyway, if you guys know my brother and you see him around, wish him a happy birthday. He's not on Facebook, so no sense wishing him a happy birthday on Facebook because he ain't going to see it. Hey, Carnation and Kathleen, aloha, aloha, aloha. I see Fresh is on the Big Island up there. Love to get an update of what the environment is up on the Big Island right now as we speak. We'll get to that in a little bit. I did want to also just say a quick ku'ule aloha, Santos. Thank you for joining us again on Facebook Live. I did want to shout out a little bit of mahalo to the KIUC, Kauai Island Utility Cooperative. I know I've seen a lot of posts. I know I've seen a lot of angry posts, a lot of upset and frustrated people. Hey, Perky, and my other brother, Brian, is joining us from the Big Island as well. Yeah, Cooley, I know you went up to the mountain, man. I tell you, I got to get up there. I got to get up there, and I need to get up there soon. Pi'ilani, aloha. Upside down Hawaiian flag and American flag lower than the others. Very uncool. Police went there and corrected it, I heard. Oh, I didn't hear about that. I did not hear about that. You know, there are certain rules and regulations how to display the flag if you are displaying the flag. So I'll definitely follow up, Rory. That was I have not heard of that. That's quite interesting. Hey, Keith, Tina, Dwayne, aloha. Jamie, Laurie, Erica, Karen, thank you guys. Thank you. So yeah, so I know there's been a lot of frustration with KIUC, but I got to tell you, they had a major breakdown. They had a major equipment failure, you know, and I gotta tell you, I was pretty impressed with how quick they were able to restore the service. And yes, we've had some rolling blackouts. Yes, we've had some inconveniences. I do most of my work during the day on the computer. Hey, Letty and Bob, thank you for joining us. But considering the magnitude of the trouble, I was in electronic field in the military. I know what happens when, hey, Wendis and Parnell, I know what happens when equipment goes down. Obviously, unexpectedly, you cannot really predict malfunctions. No matter how much preventive maintenance you do, hey, Thomas, those things happen. And yet, we had the island-wide blackout. And yeah, it did cause quite a bit of inconvenience. But they were able to get the system back up. And we did have rolling back blackouts, understand, but I was home all day today on the computer. We didn't get any here in Wilo House Lots. We didn't have any rolling blackouts here. I just saw an update, and it just came in. Oh gosh, you know what? I lost it already. I was looking at my phone, but anyway, they're gonna start the repairs on the Kapaya power station tomorrow. So. Hey, Cindy, aloha, Andrew, Roland, Cindy, and Rowena. We get Cindy Edgelin, Cindy Palmera, Raka. Thank you guys. So anyway, my point was just want to say thank you to the men and women at KIUC who out there, whenever we get storms, car accidents, and yes, it upsets us. Yes, it's frustrating. Yes, we wish the power would never go off, but those things happen. And it's our brothers and sisters out there working at KIUC that's got to go out and interrupt their nights, their days to get out there and restore the power. And they've done it, I believe, in a very expeditious manner. Hey, Marlene and Carol, thank you for joining us. So I just wanted to say a really deep, heartfelt mahalo to all of those workers, employees at KIUC for working so diligently to getting all of the island restored back to 100%. And as far as I'm concerned, they've done a heck of a job. So anyway, just wanted to say mahalo to them because I know, hey Robin, I know they read Facebook too, and it's hey Roland, all the way from Houston, Texas, right on, and it's gotta crush them when hey Gwen, how you doing? It's gotta crush them when they read all those negative comments and what some of the comments that I saw completely inappropriate. So anyway, just want to share that mahalo out to them. Those guys are hard workers, and whenever we call them, they're there. And thank you, KIUC, for doing everything you can to keeping our lives normal in regular Hawaii. Right on, guys. Yeah, give them the mahalo. If you guys go on Facebook, punch them in Facebook. Thank you. Give them some love because they got some. Some of the stuff I read was just kind of hurtful. Anyway, new drink Solio mango passion fruit water. Oh, delicious and refreshing. Hokulea, Kolohe, and Michelle. Thank you guys for joining us. So anyway, what else I got here? The TMT. I know we spoke about this last week. I did want to spend some time on that today because a lot has happened in 1 week. A lot has happened. And hey, Carol, thank you. Billy, Mayor Billy, aloha, Billy. Oh, we got a few people from the Big Island here, so please feel free to chime in, Big Island. Feel free to chime in as we discuss the TMT issue in Mauna Kea, because I really would love to hear your input. Melanie, aloha. Billy, I got to tell you, man, it's always a pleasure to hear from you. It really is, man, I tell you. Hoping to get up to the Big Island and check out Mauna Kea and really want to feel that. So I'm looking at trying to get up there very, very, very shortly. Hey, Vaughn, thank you. So anyway, a lot has happened. And when this thing first broke out, when all the stories started hitting Facebook, and a lot of people felt, this is a little small movement. God, why are those people blocking the road and blah, blah, blah. I will do that, Billy. She's actually on her way home right now and probably watching this from, I haven't seen her name yet, but She might be watching this on her phone, but I will pass on that, Billy, to Patsy. Thank you very much. And likewise, our love to your beautiful wife and family as well. So anyway, what people didn't realize was that this wasn't just a protest. This wasn't just a normal, everyday bunch of frustrated citizens that are upset about a law that the council passed or something that the administration or the state did. This is not like anything I believe we've seen in a long time. And I remember posting a few weeks ago, hey, the world is watching. Because of social media, because of the attention that this issue has received, I said the world is watching, and we see that today. We see all of the world leaders voicing their support for Mauna Kea. And hey, Shaylin, aloha, you guys. Thank you for Bryson. Thank you so much. Thank you. And yet, when our friends go up to the mountain, when our friends go up and visit Mauna Kea, and the reports that we get back, and from I mean, I have been following as much as I can what's going on Mauna Kea through social media as well as through friends that are there, and there has been absolutely no indication of any kind of violent behavior, no drugs or alcohol, a very organized effort. In fact, Mayor Kim said if his county departments were organized like they are up at Mauna Kea, he would have a very easy life. I'm paraphrasing, I can't remember the exact words, but basically he said, my God, he was impressed with the organization and the discipline of the protectors up there at Mauna Kea. Hey, Paul, Melissa, Sean, thank you guys for joining us. So I just, and Kule was there. She can testify. She can attest to that. So can many of you that are on this session right now that have made it to Mauna Kea. I just want to go up to have that feeling. I want to have that really get the or parties. Yeah, I mean it's an effort to save a mountain. That's what it is, to save a part of our culture, to save a part of a sacred mountain that some people have just simply overlooked. Hey, Marie, Glenn, Raylene, and Limomi. Now, the fact that you support Mauna Kea and you support the protectors up at Mauna Kea does not mean you don't support science and technology. Oh, there's the wind. That's the sign. That's it. I love it. The Makani coming right through my window. Beautiful. Hey, Jimmy. Hey, Raylene. Aloha, you guys. You know, this is a very important mountain to all of us, whether you're Hawaiian or not, whether you're Native Hawaiian or not. You know, I'm not Hawaiian, not an ounce of Hawaiian, 100% Portuguese. But like I've said over and over and over, I don't even know my Portuguese culture except for a few of the traditions that we practice, very few. We were taught and raised on Kauai, aloha Marie, in the Hawaiian culture, in the Hawaiian culture that we cherish today. And when I am watching all of those Facebook Lives, when I'm watching the events as it unfolds on Mauna Kea, it just reminds me of how we were brought up, which I hate to say, a lot of that we have forgotten. And hey, Wallace, so as you watch the different videos that are sent over social media, and I watch them all, trust me, I have a lot of time during the day to spend on researching this, and but yet, like I spoke of the KIUC issue, some of the posts, some of the comments, and again on both sides of the issue, are downright hurtful and mean and personal. And I really don't care what side of the issue you're on. You know, at the end of the day, we got to come to some sort of resolution, some peaceful resolution. So again, it's not about, in my opinion, it's not about science and technology. I can only imagine, and I posted on this today, or maybe yesterday, about Kokee back in 2004. How many of you, if you were here in 2004 on Kauai, and you remember the state's ridiculous plan to commercialize Kokee? Their plan included huge parking lots, wide roads, a resort, a helipad, and then sending out all the state leases worldwide in a worldwide auction, which would allow foreign country people to purchase out our cabins up in Kokee. If you remember that, punch a 1, please. Just please punch a 1 on your keyboard or on your phone or wherever you're at. Angela, Gage, aloha, you guys. I remember that vividly. I participated in that at the public hearings. And I do not recall, I do not recall a single person other than the state DLNR, I forget the guy's name now, that supported this project. And the reason we stood against that project was because, I saw a post that Japan is back. We got Japan, Tonga, Samoa. The world is watching and the world is hurting. Thank you guys for all those ones. Because I think that many of the people today were not here. But imagine if they decided to put up that mega telescope, Mona, up on Kokee, or for that matter, any kind of development up in Kokee. Remember in 2004, we stood together. This island, as well as the rest of the state, stood together to tell the state, hell no. You are not desecrating Kokee. Senator English, mahalo for the resolution. Appreciate it. Thanks for being a leader. We have had our differences, but I got to tell you, sir, that took some cojones. Thank you, Senator. Appreciate it. And also, thank you for joining us today. Jody, aloha. So just remember what that felt like when they were trying to desecrate our backyard up in Kokee. Remember how you felt. Pono, aloha Pono. We didn't feel good. And I remember that like it was yesterday. And the same is happening to Mauna Kea. Now, it's not just building a telescope. It's not just laying some concrete, putting up a dome, putting a little mirror in there and running. No, this is an 18-story building that needs to be blown 2 stories underground. That is desecration of what I believe, arguably the most sacred mountain in the state of Hawaii. I could be wrong, but that is what my research has shown me. Ki'inani, aloha. So I just ask all of you to remember 2004, how you felt. I got a lot of friends that support TMT on Mauna Kea. And, I make it a point not to personally attack anybody that supports it. It's a matter of opinion. It's a matter of what you believe is higher in the hierarchy of priority or belief. Hey, Summer, what you believe is more important? Is science and technology, or the promise of a better economy and jobs, which I question the jobs aspect of these statements. But nonetheless, regardless of jobs, regardless of the economy, regardless of science and technology, the bottom line is, where does that fit in your hierarchy of priorities? Hey, Mark, Linda, aloha. does that supersede or trump the importance of the native Hawaiians' sacred lands? That's where it lies for me. Hey, Bethany. Okay, Thomas, mahalo for jumping in, man. Watch the replay and shoot me any questions or comments, buddy. But for me, it's just I believe that the sacredness of Mauna Kea is of a higher priority than science and technology, because that is not the only place in the world that telescope can go. It's not. There's a willing plan B that's waiting to accept it. So when you consider everything and you say, if this was the only place on Earth and that telescope provided a life-saving activity, I may reassess, but absent that, I'm sorry. We cannot allow the economy and the jobs to allow us to forget where we came from, and not we as I'm non-Hawaiian, but where Hawaii came from. Where did our native Hawaiian people come from? And the fact that we all know that the native Hawaiian culture is a very strong culture. And hey, Lates and Jason. So, but for some, it's not. Science and technology are more important, are more valuable in this scenario because of the promise of the gains that we will get back from a bunch of scientists looking into space. They think that the loss of a very sacred mountain is worth it, and I just disagree. Ku'ule momi, aloha. Patsy's back. Brian, aloha. So again, does that mean I don't support science and technology? Absolutely not. I mean, does that mean I don't support jobs for the Hawaii kids? Absolutely not. I don't know this, and I'm hoping somebody can provide me some information on the number of jobs that the 13 telescopes that are up there right now, and how many of those jobs actually belong to local Hawaii kids. That would be an interesting statistic. Hey, Joel, Leo, wouldn't it be a huge revenue source for UH, Hilo, and the state? It would. So would legalize gambling, prostitution, and drugs. I just disagree, because I think the cost, the social cost, and in this case, the cultural cost, is simply too high. So again, I don't want to be driven by the promise of money, because that's where we make mistakes. When we get ourselves in a position where poor management of our budget, poor management decisions, rail, whatever you want to, the state doesn't do things very well. David, mea aloha, Rob, Kevin, Earl, Renee, Jenny, aloha. So now we're in a bad financial situation, and that's when these things starts looking good. These, we would not even consider legalizing any of those social ills if we were in a great financial situation. But because the desire for money, that's where I have a problem, because this telescope can go somewhere else. It's not life-saving here on Mauna Kea. It's not the only place this telescope can go. And yet, when you look at the loss, when you look at the cultural loss to the state, to the native Hawaiian community, that cannot be replaced with money. It cannot. The money cannot replace the loss of a cultural area. We've seen that. We've seen it so many times. Hey, Hoku, aloha. So yeah, I don't buy the argument that about the revenue generation, because the revenue generation will go straight to TMT Corporation, which, as you all know, is a multinational conglomerate that's going to enjoy the benefits of the funds. And yes, we'll get a small lease that'll go to UH. But I posted and I forget the guy's name, but I posted a scientist's perspective on the TMT debate. And I'm not sure if the $1 million a year lease was correct or not, but the way he put it was, how long does $1 million go? How far does it go relative to our state's budget? And not far, not far. So am I willing to risk or give up or lose? It's not even a risk. It's a definite loss of this cultural site for the sake of potential jobs. I know I'm not, Larry. I'm not. I saw a report that said it will take 10 to 15 years to build TMT, and once completed, it would create 140 jobs. My question: who will get those specialized jobs? Again, that is the question. I'm curious to find out how many of those jobs that 13 telescopes created, and how many of them were actually given to local kids. Dexter, aloha. Question: 65-year lease. We are at year 51. What happens when the lease is up, or are we already extended? Hey, Daniel. Pono, I got to tell you, man, what do you think is going to happen when you invest all those billions of dollars and you have created a few jobs? That's you won't be able to undo the lease. You just got to renew the lease. So I think we all know the outcome. I think we all know what will happen. That's like the 13 telescopes that some supposed to have been decommissioned. It was never decommissioned. Hey, Sandy, my sister, aloha. What about Cocoa Palms? Isn't that a cultural site? Why would we allow anything to be built there? They didn't blow up 2 feet underground. 2 stories underground. And again, back when that was built, there was no issue with the Native Hawaiians. We cannot go back and say, what about this? What about that? Because we cannot unring those bells. But if we don't say enough is enough, if we don't stand together and say we're done, because if that's the case, if that rationale is used, hey, Duke, ke ala ona, aloha, Debbie, Grace, Auntie Grace, Auntie, how are you? Tony, aloha. If we use that rationale, then we can say goodbye to all cultural sites. We could say goodbye to any cultural site because we can go back to Cocoa Palms, or we can go back to any other development that was done in the past. Times change, and as we start losing our cultural assets, I think that's when people start worrying. When it's in abundance, we take it for granted. And back at the time Cocoa Palms was built, I think the whole attitude was different. It was jobs, it was job creation, it was the economy, but yet they didn't destroy that land. They didn't destroy the land, and I think that is what the protectors are saying anyway. And I agree. Hey, cousin Rick from Oahu, aloha. Marlene, thank you. My husband said he likes your ring the bells expression. You can't unring a bell. Trust me. I wish I could in many occasions. The mindset of the people have changed. Well, the mindset have changed because now people are taking advantage. People are taking advantage. Look at Hawaiian Homelands. That's Hawaiian Homelands property. We should be building homes, not telescopes. We should be putting Native Hawaiians in homes, not building telescopes. So again, that's just my opinion. And I respect everybody else's position on this matter. The bottom line is we got to come to some resolution. I don't see the protectors as, I'm not sure where they will compromise. It's very hard how do you negotiate with someone like the state? When the governor made the statement about drugs and alcohol, that his law enforcement officers witnessed drugs and alcohol, which are both illegal up in Mauna Kea. And nobody was arrested. And in fact, no one saw it. The governor says some law enforcement officers saw it, but no one's come forward to say they saw it. Everyone that has come forward has said they didn't. Not even cigarettes are allowed up at the protectors area. So, it's when the governor came out with that statement, whether somebody gave him that information or not, it was not verified. Maybe he verified it to his law enforcement officers, but enough people had been up there. Enough of the states, whether it was DLNR or enough people had been up there that could either validate or invalidate those comments. Hey, Jim, Melvin, aloha. Andre, Ann, thank you very much. Thank you very much. So when you have that kinds of statements being made, how do you negotiate or even get into a discussion when those kinds of comments are being made against you? Dagmar, aloha. And now the governor has basically handed it off to Mayor Kim, who I'm not sure where he got his jurisdiction from. You know, the Constitution and the charters of each county dictate the law. I don't know if the governor has the right to give away the authority of the state to a county mayor. I don't know. I did not research that, but I find that kind of hard to believe that a governor can just say, hey, I'm going to give total control over to the county mayor, when the county mayor has absolutely no authority over state matters. But he may have granted to the attorneys. He may have very well have that authority. But that'd be like the president of the United States giving authority to a governor of a state to take on a national issue. That's exactly what that is, and I just cannot imagine how that happens. Aloha Fern, Mitzi, Pale Napa, Tammy, Leo, aloha Napa. Our people were also promised with jobs with a lot of places, and we took the promises so we could feed our families and exchange it for culture. Promises weren't kept, and the children of those generations are rising now because they can finally see that we cannot trust a promise. Just like the telescopes on Mauna Kea, the people were promised jobs, it didn't happen. Exactly. The state constitution, Larry, I'm talking about the state constitution. I'm not sure how a governor can transfer authority to the mayor. But again, I haven't researched it, so I'm just thinking out loud here. Hey, Joyce, I just never heard that before. I never seen that done before. I can see putting the mayor on a task force, on a negotiation panel or whatever, but to basically say he's going to be handling the issue going forward, kind of interesting. So, yeah. So I don't know how you negotiate with someone you don't trust, and I don't blame the protectors for not trusting because of what has happened. They arrested 33 kupuna. So they arrested 33 kupuna for blocking a road, but they didn't arrest the people that were doing drugs and alcohol. I don't see the logic. I just don't. I don't get it. I don't. Hey, Jason, aloha. Thanks for joining. So this is not going to end. I don't know how long it'll take, but at some point, the state's going to have to make a decision whether or not they're going to open that road and let the construction vehicles go through, because the TMT corporation or their conglomerate is not going to sit back and wait for long. They're prepared to move forward. Department of Transportation in a statement today said they are with are ready to support the TMT organization to move forward. Based on the judge's ruling, they're ready to move and they're going to support the construction of the TMT. So it's just a matter of time. And why prolong the inevitable? In fact, don't jerk around the protectors. I mean, if no one's willing to compromise, no one's willing even to try, then do what you got to do. But to string everything out and hey, Jack, what the state didn't realize, and I think many people didn't realize, I knew this would happen. I knew this would happen just because I could feel it, that this group of protectors would grow and that it would extend beyond Hawaii's waters. That in fact, what will it take for the TMT to go to Plan B, the canal? I don't know, Megan. I mean, if I was on their board, I'd be suggesting that we strongly consider Canary Islands, because Kaokahi said that the protectors will not. Absolutely, Marlene, that is exactly what I was going to say. These protectors are not going to give up, and they're growing in numbers. They're gaining international support. Hey, Ivan, aloha, brother. And they're not going to go away. So whether or not the state decides to open the road, these protectors aren't going to go away. Hey, Angela and Peter, thank you. during the construction phase, during the operation phase, during every single day, the TMT personnel are going to either have to hire security. They're going to have to. It's just what I'm saying is that I don't know if I would stay in a place that didn't want me. And yes, the Star Advertiser said in a poll of 800 people. When was that poll done? I don't know. Do the poll today, and do it for with more than 800 people. Looks like Ige got paid under the table for this, and he cannot back down now. Well, that's what many people are suggesting. I don't know. Right now, it's pretty much worldwide for support of Mauna Kea. Absolutely, the Kupuna aren't giving up. You see, that's the difference in Mauna Kea. I've seen many protests in my life, and I've never seen one so organized and so supported by the Kupuna, by the Royal Order, by all the native Hawaiian leaders, by scientists, by astronomers, by world leaders, by other countries. It's beyond anything I've ever seen. So if I'm TMT, I'm starting to look at the Canary Islands, who welcomes them, because it won't end with this phase. It won't end with this phase. So we'll see. Hey, Joy, aloha, bro. We're going to see how this thing pans out. But you know, it just breaks my heart when I see these people sitting up there day after day, night after night. Some of them are getting sick from the altitude sickness, having to be taken off the mountain. Hey, Sherry, aloha. And for what? To my knowledge, there is actually no, aside from Mayor Kim up there talking to a few leaders, I am not aware of any formal negotiations going on with the state or with the TMT people and the Kupuna or the protectors. I am not aware. And if it's going on, I'm talking about formal discussions, organized discussions. You know, I'd like to hear about it. The Rock went up there today. I don't know if you're a WWE fan, but I am proud of it. And on Monday, the WWE had a reunion show on TV, and The Rock wasn't there. The Rock wasn't there because he was too busy. But The Rock was at Mauna Kea today, and The Rock told or stated to the protectors that he stands with them. You know, he has 57 million followers on his page. And his platform is so huge. Don't you think that the support for Mauna Kea will grow even more worldwide just because a celebrity stopped by who has ties to Hawaii and offered his support? Hey, Kawi and Jolene, Zave, aloha, you guys. And it's not going to stop there. You know, Jason Momoa, another Hawaii product, has voiced his support. Triana, aloha. Like I posted before, what good is science, money, and jobs if we kill our living source, which is the largest freshwater table in the world? That water can sustain the people for hundreds of years. You know, again, Marlene, you know, I think for those that you have, it comes down to two different groups of people. The people that feel that the sacred assets of this state of Hawaii are paramount to anything else, versus the group of people that believe that certain activities on sacred land is worth the loss of that resource. And I'm not saying who's right and who's wrong. It's a matter of opinion. It's just a matter of how you feel, how you were raised, I guess. That's kind of how I see it. It has nothing to do with a telescope. It could be a 7-Eleven. It could be a Mayo Clinic that specializes in cancer research. It doesn't matter to me. See, because those facilities can be built anywhere else. You don't have to go and desecrate some culture's sacred asset because you are going to explore or invest in some commercial operation, because that's what this telescope is. Don't let you think that's a university's telescope that they're going to have students learn about astronomy. They're going to rent out that telescope. Countries, universities, scientists are going to pay top dollar to rent time on that telescope. It's going to generate huge money for the TMT consortium, multinational consortium. So please don't think that this is something that's going to be used for our keiki to go have field trips and learn how to look at stars and the moon and planets and so forth. No, this is a commercial operation that's going to generate a ton of money for people. Now, so for some, that's okay. It's worth losing your resource, your sacred resource. It's just not that for me. I'm sorry. Unfortunately, it takes people like that to really bring to light the corruption for what has been going on for many, many years. And again, Shara, I think you bring up a good point. There's people say, oh, what about what happened at other spots in the past? What about those other 13 telescopes? I think what this has done is really brought to light the fact that the protectors and Native Hawaiians are finally saying enough is enough. And it's not going to happen no more. You guys don't have the freedom to just keep taking and taking and taking and coming up with promises of jobs and better no, sorry, that's not it. Hey, Paige, Jolina, Melissa, Noreen. Aloha, you guys. Thank you. So yeah, it's actually this is wakening a lot of people up. It's waking a lot of people up and understanding that, many people have not ever been to Mauna Kea. For some, it's just another mountain. When I posted today about Kokee, hey, Noreen, Kenny, when I posted today about Kokee and reminding people about 2004, there were a lot of people that sent me comments back that said, thank you for sharing. I didn't know that. See, we have a lot of people that are here today that were not here 15 years ago, 20 years ago. And I think it's important that we share and educate everybody here, whether they recently came or they've been here forever, of how important those resources are. I mean, when Kokee happened back in 2004, I couldn't believe what they were trying to do. In fact, when I first heard about it, I thought they were joking. And as I read through the DLNR's park master plan, I thinking, what are these people smoking up in Honolulu? A helipad, a resort? Are you serious? So anyway, we cannot forget those things. And for me, it's not hard to feel that way again. It's not hard for me to remember how I felt, because Kokee is so special to me, because that's where I spent a lot of time growing up. And so for me, it's very simple. It's, for the people on Kauai that support the TMT on Mauna Kea, would you feel the same way if they were trying to do that on Kokee? Would you feel the same way if TMT was happening on Kokee? Well, I don't think that it's any different. It's the same thing. Kokee, very sacred. Mauna Kea, very sacred. So, hey, Kalani, how you, brother? Long time no see, my man. This experience is such an emotional one for me because I literally can hear the cries of the Hawaiian people. The Kokee deal was all about generating revenue. Larry, I hate to tell you, but that's what the TMT is. Again, while space exploration is important, the bottom line is they're not building this multi-billion-dollar telescope out of the goodness of their hearts. It's about the money, and no one can dispute that, because if it wasn't, no one would be doing it. No private entity would be doing it. It is about the money. It is about revenue generation. It is about money, because It's just, we know that. So I don't see a difference in what they try to do to Coquet and what they try to do up in Mauna Kea. Hey, Damien, Harry Lynn, aloha, you guys. Thanks for joining us. Just like I support getting rid of the helicopters at Burns Field. Now, I'm glad, and I know Kool-Aid brought this up a little while ago, and I'm glad we coming back to that, because, again, it's the same thing. You have a private corporation, a company that has money, and so they do things. They build things without permits. They want to expand their service, and right within a rock's throw away is a cultural resource, the salt pans. And we entertain that as a government. We don't shut them down. Hey, Roy. My take is that the 1.4 billion could likely be used for something more important. I would agree. I would definitely agree, Larry. Hey, Janelle, Roy. I cannot believe we have not issued a cease and desist. They're operating without a use permit. They're operating without an SMA permit. They're operating without building permits, and they're allowed to continue. So, and the threat of our salt pans is real. We've seen it. I've seen it. I've seen the oil in the pan. I've seen it with my own eyes. So no one can tell me that there is no impact. I don't know who that cultural practitioner on Oahu is that made that statement that there is no impact. Hey, Larry, John, Terry. But that's completely erroneous. That there is a direct impact. So I don't buy the excuses. I understand due process, whatever, but due process comes after you shut them down, and then they have their day. But every day those choppers are flying. Every day those guys are operating without a permit. Every day those guys are operating without a use permit. That's wrong. That is simply wrong. So again, I see no difference in the two. The telescope has brought national and world attention because of what's happening, and because it's a newsworthy story, and because there's thousands of people up on the mountain, and there's celebrities that stop by. But the importance of Mauna Kea is no different than the importance of the Pa'akai and Salt Pond as it relates to the culture. It's the same thing. Kaleo, aloha, Nani. Oh gosh, we got Kalani and Nani. Aloha, Michael. Hey, you guys, right on, man. So I don't see the difference. It's you have a cultural asset, you have a cultural resource that is important to so many people, and not financially. I'm not talking about financially. I'm talking about culturally, spiritually. That these traditions, we will lose these traditions. Hey, Reen, heard on the news this afternoon that Mark Zuckerberg got to pay $500 million for breach of members' info, but the members not going to be calm. Yeah, he apparently got fined. He got fined because he wasn't truthful with telling the users of Facebook how they were going to be using your information. So yeah, he's going to pay, but he can. Again, when you get the money, sometimes it's a lot easier to just pay the fine, pay the after the fact permit, rather than deal with the normal process. So yeah, it's frustrating. That money should go to the users of Facebook. That money should go to the users of Facebook, or compensated money going into the general fund. Yeah, I know. And again, like I said, that should be going to the people that were abused. We need to get Native Hawaiians in homes. Our leaders, DHHL, OHA, the governor, everybody should be focusing on getting our Native Hawaiians in homes. And these discussions of telescopes on mountains and so forth should be after all of that. The governor's comment a couple of weeks ago was that the telescope may finally be able to show us where we came from. I think it's way more important to figure out where we are going. Yeah. I was chatting with the scientist guy. I don't even know, but he messaged me and he was saying, by the time they find a star, a star that's far away because of the light years away, by the time the telescope finds a star and the data gets sent back to the telescope, that the star is dead in many cases. So anyway, like I said, it's a great research tool. I don't know. I hate to sound like I'm a negative guy, but I don't know how much we've benefited from. We've lost the space war. We're no longer the leaders in space exploration. We've lost it. Or we have telescopes all over the world, all over the country. I don't even know where the benefit lies, to be honest. Hey, Norman, Skipper, it was 5 billion. Yeah, aloha. So yeah, so I don't know. I mean, I understand it's important. But to take away that cultural site, and what frustrates me, there are many people that are posting, where were the Hawaiians before TMT? They never went up there to pray. They never went up there to worship. That bothers me, because that's not true. Because 1,500 people don't go up there every day to practice their culture doesn't mean that it's not used. We heard from Kupuna that still go to Mauna Kea before the protectors were up there, that would still go up there. We know of Kumu that took their halau up there. We know of the Hawaiian people that go up there to pray when they feel that they need to. 600 million that was paid for rents or ceded lands didn't go to the Hawaiians, went to the general fund, and the state spent it on other things. Again, there's this guy and I are having a dialogue on Facebook, and I don't mention names, but I'm sure you could see it. And we talk about, failure in government. And yeah, I think this is a great example of that. But that doesn't mean we have to continue to fail. At some time, we got to cut our losses, and at some time, we got to accept the fact that maybe we were wrong and that we can correct it. Now, I don't know what happens. Contracts are signed and so forth. But I think the discussion really needs to be had with TMT folks to say, it's going to be a tough road. This is going to be a tough road, and maybe Plan B, maybe a better call. I don't know. County Executive Session squealer: if no enforcement of law at the tippy top, why obey 1,000 Manini County statutes? Absolutely, Ed. Haven't heard anything about the squealer yet. So I don't know. I will be going to an interview. On the 31st for the auditor position. So keep your fingers crossed. We'll see what happens. I haven't heard back regarding the breach. I got other things going on in my life right now that, I'm trying to not let those things bother me. But anyway, we'll keep in touch about that. Just because people don't post it doesn't mean cultural gatherings don't happen. Absolutely, P. Ilani. I mean, I pray every single day. Many of you may not believe that, but trust me, I pray every single day. Now, how many of you know that? Because I don't go out and post on Facebook, well, I just said my daily prayer. Who has a camera on Mauna Kea every single day showing who goes up and who goes down? So for people to come out and say that the Native Hawaiians never used Mauna Kea for cultural practices, I think that's short-sighted. I think that's kind of disrespectful, actually. Dennis, aloha. Yeah, well, I hope I get the job too. But, like I said, I got a lot of things going. I got to tell you real quick. I got my Pop Warner shirt on. I just hope that all the people that are involved in this issue register to vote in the next election. Bingo, Larry. I understand the people that believe or do not believe or don't want to accept the residency or citizenship. But the bottom line is, if they do not vote, then things will not change. That is no secret, people. If everybody votes the same, if the same people vote the next election that voted this last election, I promise you, nothing will change. You don't need to be a political science major to know that. It's just if everybody, the same people vote, we're going to get the same result. So unless we activate, motivate, energize the remaining 50% of voters or potential voters to register and vote, we got to get people that are registered that didn't vote to vote, but we also got to get the new people that aren't registered. Whether you believe in America, U.S. citizenship or not, you need to have a say in who's going to run this state and your counties. You cannot do that if you don't vote. So while I understand and I respect one's decision or their choice, just know that if we don't change the voters, then the result's not going to be any different. They got to vote. If not, the same clowns get in. That's kind of what I was trying to say. You just did it more eloquently, Vitos. Anyana, if they don't vote, same old, keep going. Absolutely. Nothing changes, nothing changes. Absolutely, Marilu. Yeah, I didn't see you. Come on. Hi, Marilu. County is broke, relies on property tax assessment increases, serious situation. Yeah, well, the rate we're going and the commitments that this county is making, yeah, we're going to need to raise taxes because there's no other revenue generation. The GET brings in money for our roads, but we still got operational administrative expenses that we got to cover. We got a payroll, employee expenses, retirement expenses. So, yeah, true statement. Hey, Ed, aloha. Oh, anyway, so I was talking about, I see my friend Ed over there. I get my Pop Warner shirt. I got to go back coaching again, and I'm coaching the Mighty Mites, the small. Hey, Kenny, I just saw your question. I'm going to be coaching the small Mighty Mites. They're the baby division of Pop Warner here on Kauai, and we started our speed and quickness. I'm absent today. I was supposed to be there today, but I decided to do my Facebook Live. I was going to do it live in Lihui, but I don't want to take a chance and get bad connections and so forth. So I decided to skip it today. But yeah, I'm loving it. It's great to be back on the field. Patsy, my wife, is back as the team mom. We haven't done this for a long time. Make history and be the first Portuguese governor. Oh, yeah, okay. Stella, hi, Stella. So yeah, it's just a great feeling to be back on the field with the kids and just doing our best to keep those kids on the right track. Is that an illegal speed training? No, man, not anymore. I guess they let it now. It's okay. It's not. Anyway, I'll call you later, Ed. Property taxes should not be determined by the value of the property. It should be determined by the size of the property and the size of the improvements on that property. That's why we got to vote for change. You know, property tax is the only way we get revenue. It's the only revenue the county gets aside from grants and so forth. But, you know, and I'm not laughing because it's funny. I'm laughing because it's a serious matter that people don't recognize. And we got to, yes, have Kaikoa sign up. It's not too late. He has till August 1st. So get him to the field 4:30 tomorrow or Friday. We'll take care of him. So anyway, yeah. And then, of course, on September 22nd, 2019, Surrey, aloha, aloha, aloha. WWE will be live at the Blaisdell Center. So we got our crew. We're going to go up there as a group representing Kauai at the WWE. Got my Tongan friend, Talisio Huni. We got Mariah and Maynard coming along in our group, and my nephew Ian, my older brother Gerald's son. So we're heading up to go watch the WWE, the only true sport left. Everything else is fixed. Honey Ann and BC, aloha. Marianne, aloha. OMG, yes. People think it's funny. I love it. It's great entertainment. It's just my escape. And whenever they come to Hawaii, I'm right there. I couldn't get the front row. We're in row 4. But expect some great Facebook Lives from Blaisdell on September 22nd. Anyway, I'm going to lose my voice. Hey, Rochelle. I just want to say thank you, guys. Very, very engaged discussion today. I love it. I love it. I love it. We're going to keep on top of TMT. We're going to keep keep on top of the issues. I just wanted to update everyone and just share that this is not going away, and that this whole thing is growing and growing and growing, and the world is watching. And I hope the TMT people are watching, because this is not going to go away. And I respect everyone on both sides of the issue, and I'm very impressed. Aside from the occasional personal hits on people, I mean, I just delete them. If those posts come up, I just delete them off. If it's on my page, I delete them. There's no need for that. We can all agree to disagree, and it just comes down to, again, and I'll close with this. It just comes down to two things. Where do you value your priorities? Is the importance of a cultural site up on Mauna Kea worth more than the exploration of space or technology? And in my case, I believe it is much more important. I believe that that telescope can go somewhere else and serve the same purpose. And for those of you that believe that that mountain can accommodate or can coexist, I respect that. But I'm not Native Hawaiian, and I just happen to, I just tend to agree, or I feel for those Native Hawaiians, the kupuna, that are up on the mountain. They would not be up there if it was not important for them. So Sunday, big rally for Mauna. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention that on Sunday. Hey, hold on here. Mona, Stan, Kawai, Flores, aloha. There's a TMT march this Friday on Rice Street. No, it's on Sunday, and I don't have. I think it's 11:30. They're meeting up at the stadium. They're gonna march up Rice Street and at the lawn in front of the county building, and have some food and music and everything else. So Sunday 11:30. Thank you for reminding me. Sunday at 11:30 at the stadium. I think the march starts at 12:30. Kauai Police has offered their assistance. They're going to be blocking the roads. Road is going to close from 12:30 to 2. So if you can, thanks, Rochelle. Yeah, Koke special. Easier to make money than to restore the cultural wellness. Absolutely, man. I tell you, that's kind of what it boils down to. So anyway, Sunday 11:30 stadium. Don't forget. Please show up. Please show up and do the march. And let's show the world. Let's show the world, because they are watching. And like I said at the mayor's meeting at his rotunda last week, it ain't over till it's over. And I think we owe it to our kupuna up on the mountain, our protectors up on the mountain, that we should stand behind them. And hope you guys can join us. All right, everybody, aloha. It's 6:33. Ran a little bit late. Thank you guys for joining us again. We'll see you guys next week, Wednesday. Don't forget, YouTube channel Mel Rapozo. We'll post this up later tonight. You guys have a wonderful night. Good weekend. Love you guys all. Take care. God bless.